Thank you for calling Machine.com.
Machine.com, Mikey B. We get another look at the Mclaren 765 LT next to the 720. The monster just released. I said I would get you up close and personal, and we're going to talk about these changes in detail. The first iteration, I'll go over the horsepower in a second. I just want to go over the bits that make this special in a long tail edition. When you talk about long tail, it's because of the rear end. The rear end has an active arrow that adds about 0.57 inches to the rear of this car. That makes it special from the 720S. When you look in the back here, you can see the old 720 versus the 765 LT, and that rear wing flops up to give you additional aerodynamics as you're cornering. Just from the side here, you can see the difference. There goes the splitters, the side skirts that make it a little bit more special car. That's all carbon fiber, as you can see on the edges here, and a little bit more aerodynamic edge on the LT edition that makes it, again, much more of a track monster, which means geared for the track. When we talk about the transmission, we're looking at the same type of tranny, but retuned. When you talk about track runs, you want to go fast in the beginning, which means the gearing is geared for pop, 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 just like an F1 car. Get it up there, because those long stretches of going 200 miles per hour are rare, and that's more for the 720, which may have the advantage on the long end if you're talking about a straight line speed perspective, because of this active arrow in this rear wing, which again flaps up for speed so that you can get into the cornering. Now let's get into some of the specifics. Again, this car, 2.7 seconds is what McLaren's claiming to 60 miles per hour. Then we have, of course, the 0 to 124 is at 7.2 seconds. They're not clamoring about the quarter mile time, but my assumption with this kind of power, we're probably looking at a 9.8 second car, and I would gather 130. It may hit 140. I may be going too far, and that may be just drag times, but I would say it's a 9.8 second car between 135 and 140 miles per hour going down the roadway, and it's specifically made for the track, hence why you have these ideals of that straight line speed. Talk about the gearing. Look at the engine. Oh man, see how I messed up the video? That's why I can't be a car reviewer, because I just get all intoxicated when I see stuff. Look at the engine bay for that twin turbo V8, the mastermind of the McLaren. The rear end is different too. I was just about to get into the gearing. You can see the 4 quad exhaust tips here, and if you look at the standard 720, it has the 2 exhaust tips. And again, the big difference, let's go to the back. Look at the diffuser in the back. So this is a 720, right? Now let's go over to the 765. much longer. I wonder if I can get a side view for you guys to really show you the variance. Now we're trying to allocate one to the shop, but once you tune it, you're gone from a warranty perspective from McLaren. But as you can see, the tail end is a bit longer on that diffuser for the 765, and hopefully I'm getting the good light here, and you're getting the treatment of this carbon fiber that's literally everywhere on this car. Also, this back end is different. See that there? You know about that. Again, the external bits there with that carbon fiber actuation. But now the rear end tail lights, the tail lights are also different. Nothing there. This is naked, and this guy has that treatment there. Airflow, airflow, airflow. Let's go deeper. Oh man, yeah, that's pretty dope. When you get in there, you start to see the differences of cooling and airflow. That is a really nice piece, and hence why there's a different price point. Other additions, let's go a little bit more detail. 720 on the rear tail light. Look at here, see that difference? Looks like a mesh type of grill in the back up against the tail light, so that makes it a little bit different from the 720. Now let's get into more of the specs. I'll go up to the front. By the way, the other cousin's here right next to it. This is a 570. I thought it was a GT, but you get a 570. See what's going on there. Gearing wise, this is 15% quicker than the 720. And then you talk about weight, dry weight of 2,700 pounds. Good night, how are you? With that kind of power to weight ratio, you're looking at 614 horsepower weight being pushed. With that weight, that is class leading. That's the power to weight ratio is 614. That's really the key aspect you want to look at in a car, because sometimes you go, for instance, GT 500, man, it has 760 horsepower, yet that thing weighs 4,300 pounds. I'm lying about that. It's probably less than that, but I'm just giving you an example. Power to weight ratio is key, and that's how Porsche wins. All right. Horsepower 755 with 590 foot-pound of torque from the 4-liter twin-turbo V8. Other things to make the weight savings, you're looking at some of the titanium brought over from the F1 formula that made this a little bit more special. Again, so F1 technology bringing its way over to the 720. And then we talked about the wheels. Actually, we haven't talked about the wheels. These are 10-spoke, ultra lightweight forged alloy wheels. They decided to go with the Trophy ORs from Pirelli. I don't like these wheels, the tire. I'm just a Michelin guy, but obviously that gives you some weight savings versus the 720. There's a lot going on that makes difference. Let's go to the side shot and see. There's a lot going on different with the 765. I'm telling you, in person you start to see it. And let's get and look at this side splitter, all carbon fiber. Side edge there. Again, great appointment here. Only thing you worry about, what I would be worried about with this car with the longer tail end, and it's only 0.57 inches, is oversteer, but we shall see when it hits the track. The quad exhaust tips are also titanium, which adds a 40% weight of savings on this car as well. And then we talked about the active rear wing, right? But that's not the only thing that's active. So if you think the rear wing is the only thing that pops up on this car, you also have some other aspects of it when we talk about the rear bumper and in the front floor. So up here, you won't be able to see it, just gonna see the camera. There's active arrow underneath this car. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it, but there's active arrow underneath that splitter to make it more special. And again, you want to see the difference between this and a 720. Let's take it over. And there goes your 720. So there's a big difference, man. There's really a big difference between the two cars. You know, it's not just plastered over. There's a reason why this is the 765 LT. Tremendous. So other than that, expectation wise and competition wise, let's get into a little bit more. I mean, the paint on this orange red, we saw it at the Toys for Tot, but the paint on this, I don't know, it's just something different. Man, this is an owner's car, so I don't want to get too much detail. It's just dirty. They both look good, but man, this orange red is just fiery for me right now. Inlets at the top. Again, nothing here when I look at the 720S. Nothing really different from the side patterns here on this car. It's all the same. maneuvers there to be able to remove those roofs, the roof lines there, as you see on the moonroof, if anyone's never noticed that. Interior wise, let's be honest, I'm not going to go there. The side lamps, again, carbon fiber. That's also carbon fiber on the 720S, so that remains the same. But the attention to detail on the side skirts, I think, is the biggest variance. Let's go deeper again. What a load, man. What a load. Let's go, keep going around. Same entry point here, mesh grille to the back of this here versus no mesh, no stress there. So again, and then you got your carbon fiber inlets in here. I wonder if you can see it. Let me get to the other side, maybe easier to channel with the camera. But there goes your carbon fiber inlets in there, which is a slight variant, even though it's carbon fiber on the 720. So the biggest additions to 790 horsepower, and 590 foot-pound of torque. I said the horsepower wrong. The biggest addition, I think, is the rear wing, the side skirts, and underneath the active arrow, which makes it a bit more special for the track. Again, 755 and 590 foot-pound of torque will probably make this the fastest outside of the Senna Mclaren on the lot, right? This could be, in my opinion, the poor man's Senna, and that's what people got to think about when buying this car. It's going to be under 500K, which is not bad, and again, you get similar performance to the Senna, so they say, for that price point. And from a look perspective, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like the Senna. I think it has to be in a certain color. There's a guy in England that has it in green. If you don't get that Senna in the right color, it just doesn't pop. But this McLaren 765 LT really pops. Now, to end the video pretty long, but just want to go all the way through, give you the detail, because it truly is a different kind of vehicle. 765 of these will be made, so that makes it even more interesting. You're not going to see a million of these on the road. Not high production, limited production, which means if you buy it, you may make some money on it. So that's the difference. When you buy some of these cars, you can make money on it. This is one of those that you might make some money on it if you buy it and keep it low mileage. So that's why we're looking at it. At the end of the day, we're in the business of making some money. Want to drive it a little bit, but if we can hold it, you may get an appreciating vehicle, which would be rare for McLaren with all the issues or the quality issues allegedly with the 720S that we've been hearing about. And I think it's all in bad taste. The car has been great from some of the owners that I know. A couple electronic quirks that's normal for an English car, but overall, support wise, there were some questions. I think Dim Auto is one of the top, and hence why I love this dealership. One more look to the side. I'm gonna get out of here at the McLaren 765. Oh my God, whew. What a beast. What a beast. Wow, that gives you all, man. We talked about everything. Titanium, 40% weight savings there. The active arrow wing, which makes it the long tail. It's a little bit longer by 0.57 inches. And then the 720, which may be the steal of the year used, especially if the quality issues are resolved. You may get 720s in the 200s, low 200s, which would be a steal in my opinion. So Machini.com, I'm going to sign off today. We got our second look in person of the 765 LT in detail. I'm not going to go in the interior. I think that's useless on this car. Oh, I'm lying. I spotted a carbon fiber tub on the seat. Anyway, that's another difference. Hopefully you can see it here. Oh man, yeah. So the seat is carbon fiber, captain seat. However, the biggest difference, as I discussed, are the aerodynamic bits, the transmission gearing, and here we have probably the most capable track car available. A car that's going to have to face up to the new GT2 RS, and perhaps why Lamborghini just came out with the Huracan Stow. Their Huracan Stow has just come out. I think that's just for this car. They needed a competitor. The Huracan Performante won't be able to compete. Machine.com, I'm going to sign off. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We bring you auto, fashion, and real estate in the flesh all over the world. I'm out. Peace.